community has been abuzz, and with good reason. Hello? Hello, hello! This is May here, and welcome to Theory Crafter. Today, or whenever this goes up, we are going to work on predictions for Secret of the Mimic, whose flat mode release is scheduled for Friday, June 13th, 2025. So, where to begin? Well, if you're new to the Five Nights at Freddy's or FNaF franchise, this is going to get pretty confusing, but let's go over some of what we know and what the community theories about the Mimic are so far. To begin with, the Mimic was first introduced in the 8-part Tales from the Pizzaplex series, namely the Epilogues, the Storyteller, and the Mimic, with others possibly, likely, tied in through the animatronics code. But what is the Mimic? The short answer is that it's a scrapped-together animatronic endoskeleton that, depending on the win, doesn't always have legs. The Mimic 1 program, on the other hand, is the coding attached to and designed for said endoskeleton. Since the purpose of it was essentially to work as a babysitter/companion for a 4-year-old, Mimic 1 was designed as a learning program to watch and copy. In this way, it learned from said 4-year-old, David, how to do some of his made-up hand signs in lieu of talking, how to crawl into and out of mascot suits/animatronic shells, and just generally how to play with the boy. Through a series of tragic and violent events, he was infused with agony and learned several gruesome ways of harm and murder which have been put on display time and time again. According to one of Dawko's Steel Wool interviews, the books and their games were created parallel, alongside each other. This means that these independent projects were created with outlines, as Scott Cawthon tried keeping the overarching story close to his chest, without the ability to reference the other material because it simply wasn't released yet. The smaller inconsistencies between books and games can therefore be explained as communication errors. Anyway, the Mimic's official game introduction is the Security Breach DLC. At some point, a voice box of some sort had to have been obtained as, spoilers, it is able to mimic Gregory's voice to an almost indistinguishable degree. It is worth noting that seemingly all of the lines it uses were ones that Gregory used during the base game, so it could be a recorder instead. Either way, he learned and subsequently mimicked Gregory. Throughout this DLC, Grimmick uses the walkie-talkie, obsessively and rather impatiently luring Cassie throughout the ruined Pizzaplex, though how it lured her to the Pizzaplex is all speculation. When it finally gets her to release it, it seemingly kicks the walkie-talkie to her as it reveals itself. Personally, this feels like an intelligent, almost cocky power move, if it is intentional. If so, where did it learn this, or by any chance, did it surpass learning and evolve? Has it ascended beyond mere machine and AI? Option 1. The Mimic is self-aware. There is a long and complicated explanation for the paranormal happenings throughout the franchise, but we'll reduce this down to the Mimic has an agony infection, which basically means that it has been exposed to intense negative energy and is now haunted. This agony and its foil, Remnant, can also act as a sort of power source. This explains how it keeps running without any available charge plates. Examples of such hauntings and more literal direct possessions exist in both the games and the books, with a relevant example being Eleanor. There is some debate on whether or not she is William Afton, the child killer responsible in some way for most of the crime and general negativity in the games, and honestly probably just the franchise as a whole, or some sort of extension of him, be it a servant, his agony personified, or a mysterious third thing. Whatever the case, she seems very aware of what she is, clever and manipulative enough to disguise, deceive, and take advantage of multiple characters, and smart enough to not herself be easily fooled or thwarted. Is this an ability of agony? Is she under some sort of command, or is she likewise self-aware? The answer to this could disprove or even reinforce option 1. Alright, let's theoretically throw option 1 out. What are we left with? Well, the Mimic 1's on the Mimic 1 program, which is a key factor in the Storyteller and the Mega Pizzaplex as a whole. In fact, it is heavily theorized to be such an important program that the Pizzaplex and its animatronics ran, at least partially on it. Given that Help Wanted 2 has the endoskeletons being taught, learning program anyone? Instead of coded, this seems likely. It goes a bit beyond that, however. For too many reasons to go over in this video, Glitchtrap and extensions of him are thought to be variations of the same code. If that is the case, why does he present himself as, seemingly, a costume spring Bonnie? And how does he mimic William Afton? Theories propose that he was trained on the rumors, etc., as they were presented in the VR space that he inhabits, but some of the details weren't present in the games that he would have learned from. So, option 2, he witnessed Afton firsthand. Then there's option 3. The mimic is the puppet, not the marionette Charlie bought, and not the master. Could somebody else be pulling its strings? If so, who and why? If someone is, in some way, controlling the mimic, then its more complex thinking, to at least some extent, can be explained away as a human being at least partially responsible for that. Who would even be doing that? Well, with William pretty assuredly dead, for real this time, then it would need to be a new villain that the mimic plot has been building up to, or someone or thing that has somehow been pulling William's strings as well. Is this possible? Well, I don't have any specific evidence to back this up, but it is an option. What do you think? Feel free to offer your own take in the comments down below. Now we're at option 4, and while it could go alongside other ideas, it's perhaps a little weird. Follow me on a tangent if you will, but in external media there are characters like the Pokemon Rotom, the Lilo and Stitch series Phantasmo, or the Phantom Virus in Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, where digital, haunting entities can hop between or otherwise control nearby technology. What if the mimic actually works similarly? What if it doesn't need to be scanned into the mainframe? Option 4 proposes that the mimic's secret is its infection itself. The idea here is that the mimic and its program took on a life of its own. What if it's not merely swapping suits, but leaving a part of itself behind? What if it's not even suiting up in all or maybe any of these animatronics at all? After all, there is a reasonable amount of suspension of belief that could occur with it moving between the costumes. Dolly and even Jackie, they're all decently close to its size, with Jackie being the biggest outlier. But Maestro Music Man? That feels like it has to be a malhair infection, assuming that the mimic is responsible at all. Maybe that is how they'll explain its absence throughout the previous entries. It was there all along, perhaps seen in fragments of code. Taking this a step further, does the Mimic 1 program operate as a hive mind to some degree? Does that mean all of Murray-Co. And Fazbear Entertainment are interconnected? This could be an option 5 all on its own, but it would also help explain Trash and the Gang being in UCN, even if they weren't all proper animatronics or appliances. Still, these are all just possible options. There's no way that this is all of them. What are your ideas, or do you have anything that supports or refutes the ones I've presented? If you like what I'm doing here, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified of any future content or videos. Until next time, that's all for now. May, over and out.